Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Quick little intro there because we got no time to lose. Sorry, that was a little intense, but welcome back to the third episode of Forgotten Dawgs, where we'll be shining a little bit of light on some NBA role players that I don't think get enough credit. We're starting off our third edition with none other than Ricky Rubio. Ricky Rubio! I love Ricky Rubio. And in commemoration for the wonderful hair that Ricky Rubio had throughout his career, I will be putting on my NBA headband because I don't think my hair is good enough today to match up with Ricky, so I'll be right back. NBA logo on the side and upside down because I'm fashionable. This is also the first episode where we'll be waiting for my food to cool off, so I just wanted you guys to know we're a little deeper into this content journey. It's about time we get a little bit closer. All right, let's start how we usually start. Let's do a quick breakdown of Ricky Rubio's career. So Ricky played his entire career with 4 teams, the least of any player that we've spotlighted so far in this series. He played 7 seasons in Minnesota, then a few in Utah, 1 in Phoenix, and 2 in Cleveland before he retired, actually this season. But Ricky Rubio is one of the only players, if not the only player that I could think of when I was doing my research that I think was drafted primarily because of and based off of his court vision and his court vision only. I saw an article from ESPN from Tom Farr. I don't know how to say his name. We'll call him Tom. But it was from 2010 when Ricky Rubio was getting drafted. And the first sentence of his draft profile, Ricky Rubio can't jump high, doesn't move fast, and isn't especially tall. And then it just continues to just like drill into everything that he doesn't have before putting his name in there with Steve Nash and Jason Kidd and Wayne Gretzky and Drew Brees, like top field sense or court vision, whatever you want to call it for whatever sport you're talking about, and then calls him a genius. Like, that just shows Ricky didn't necessarily have a ton of promise coming out of Spain other than his court vision. And it's very surprising actually to see that he was able to make a very solid career out of a small but treasured and valuable and unique draft profile. But really, he was never a scorer. He never averaged more than 13.1 points in his career, and he came into the league around when it was changing and scores were getting higher and there were more possessions. It was a faster paced game, but he never averaged more than 13.1. But he was always averaging within the 8 to 10-ish area for assists. He was really good with the ball, but he wasn't tremendously safe with it at all times. What I mean by that is he averaged 2.5 or more turnovers for the first big chunk of his career, and then as he got older, you saw that number kind of start to go down, but it never really went down too far. But for how much he was moving the ball and how much his hands were all over the game, it works. It's Ricky Rubio. It's Ricky Rubio. I love Ricky Rubio. He can do whatever he wants. But speaking of his scoring, that season where he was on the Suns, the 2019-2020 season, I remember watching all those games and being so frustrated watching him try to score. He had one consistent shot, and it was the top of the key three-pointer. But other than that, anytime he went to the rim or put up a layup, it was in the latter part of his career. But anytime he did that, I was like, ugh. He just wasn't a very consistent scorer. He was also a really underrated free throw shooter. He had a career percentage of 84.3 and only had 1 season below 80%, and it was 79.9. So he basically shot 80% or better from the stripe in every year of his career. And he did that averaging about 3.5 free throws a game. But can I tell you something even more underrated? And it's bro's hair. Ricky Rubio had maybe the best hair in the league for nearly his entire career. I mean, he could do it all. He could do short hair. He could do long hair. He could do crazy long hair. He could do medium length hair. I didn't know that Hozier was singing Take Me to Church off the court and dropping 8 assists a game on the court. But no, I'm scrolling through Ricky Rubio's hairstyles on my computer, and it's fun. He's a man that can pull off many different looks. I intentionally didn't want to spend too much time talking about his NBA career because what really was special in Ricky's career was his international career, especially the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. Now, Ricky was no scrub in the NBA, obviously. He was drafted 5th overall in 2010, dropped 19 assists in a game, along with 17 3 times, scored 37 in a game, was a runner-up in Rookie of the Year his rookie season, almost averaged a double-double in his rookie season, had 2.2 steals his rookie season, along with no less than 1.3 steals a year, other than his final year in Cleveland where he only played 33 games. But he averaged 1.8 steals in his career. Like, he was no scrub. But again, like, yeah, he was no scrub in the league, but he was really special internationally. This is nothing new. This is no new information, but there's really something special about the way that guys play when they're with other people from their country. Like, the pride that they bring to the game when they're competing for something that is like their country, with guys that in some cases they've grown up playing with. It's really fun to watch. Like, if you haven't really checked out Olympic basketball before, I would recommend doing that because it's a different game than the NBA and it's really fun. Now, he absolutely carried that Spain team in the 2020 Olympics. They only played 4 games. They were 2-2. Ricky only played 3 of those games, but he averaged 25.5 points, 6 assists, 3.5 rebounds on 24.5 minutes a game, and he shot 52% from the field and 47.8% from 3. Like, Ricky Rubio. The next best player statistically on that Spain team was probably like Sergio Rodriguez, who averaged 9 points, 3 assists, and we'll round up for him, and 2 rebounds, but like, Ricky carried that team to be the 5th best team in the Tokyo Olympics. And it's not like he was the only NBA guy on that team. Like, there were guys like the Gasol brothers, the Hernan Gomez brothers, Rudy Fernandez. Like, there were good people on that team, but he was carrying them. And also when he played in Spain, he was looking fly as hell. Look at this photo. This is me recreating it as much as I can. All in all, like, international, national, anywhere, anytime Ricky was playing basketball, the way he saw the floor and the way that he got passes out was beauty. It was true art. I want to play a quick game where I'll show you a play from Ricky Rubio's career, and I want you to try to guess with me where he ends up passing the ball.
Makes a huge difference.
Now he has Andrew Wiggins, or I think that's Andrew Wiggins, who just set the screen. Does he hit the screener, who has an open roll to the hoop? Does he dribble out and take a mid-range? Does he kick it to the left wing? Or is there something else? I'll give you a hint. It's something else.
Rubio, the no look. Pekovic off the glass.
I mean, he hits Nikola Pekovic in a way that I don't think Pekovic even saw the ball coming. Like, it looked like he kind of caught it and like was a little startled. Like, the way that, and sorry, I just got to watch this again, and the way that he first slices through the defense, picks up his dribble, and so much just has his head looking the complete other way. It's insane. And these are all from the same game, too. This next one, on the break.
Jump on it. Oh, here comes Ricky Lee.
Now, does he hit Zach LaVine running down the right side of the court with an open lane to the hoop? Or does he hit Anthony Bennett driving down on the left side?
In charge, the no look for Bennett, and the throw.
He, obviously, because the way that we're playing this game, throws it to Anthony Bennett, completely looking the other way, and throws like, you guys like this form? Like, so much like spice on the ball, cuts it through, and look at Anthony Bennett. Like, happy for him. He had a highlight play. I hope you guys enjoyed that little game. That was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. Gave me a little bit of time to eat my dinner as well, so thank you. Ricky Rubio is pure basketball excitement. To kind of tie this in with like my other videos, it would be really fun to watch him play with a guy like Gerald Green, which he kind of did with Zach LaVine in Minnesota. But the fact that Ricky can get the ball wherever any player needs it to be. Seeing him play with like a prime Gerald Green would be insanity. Same thing goes with like a prime Blake Griffin. Ricky Rubio, Blake Griffin, pick and roll. You could really say this about any athletic, high-flying big. That's a match made in heaven for Ricky Rubio. Now, I think Ricky Rubio will get a lot of like respect and attention a few years down the line now that he's retired, especially because he was a really good guy off the court too, but he kind of has a lot of like Rondo-esque moves. He's like a hybrid in my mind. The first 2 players that come to mind are Magic and Rondo, but packed into a little guy like Ricky Rubio. He was up there with some of the best vision I think that we've ever seen, and I think that in the upcoming years he'll get that respect because he was a really, really underrated glue guy for a lot of teams. I mean, he helped a lot in Utah. He had really good years in Minnesota, obviously. He was there for a while. He had that really good year in Phoenix, and even in the short time that he played with Cleveland, he had that stint in Cleveland where he was looking like a guy that maybe could get a solid contract in free agency. But to my point of him being so loved off the court, he was wanted back in Cleveland, which, like, I understand as a guy that got to watch him so closely for a year. Unselfish guards in the modern NBA, I don't think, get enough credit. And so if there's anything that I could do with this video, I hope that I inspired you to show some love to those guys who sacrifice their statistics and their points to provide some really, really flashy plays. Thank you for watching this episode of Forgotten Dawgs. I'll catch you guys later this week with another video. I've done a lot of talk about pass first point guards, so we'll see who I end up talking about later this week. But thanks for watching. As always, leave a comment if you have any tips or suggestions or recommendations. Thanks for watching. Shout out Ricky El Nino. Peace.